Hello? Hello. I'm Tas Pingsutiwong. He said hello wrong. We are the Rotary Exchange Students this year, and we will be doing our take on classical literature. It's gonna be Romeo and Juliet, but Canadian style. Okay. All right. In Nipoa, two loyal fan bases have been battling for ages. The Montreal Canadiens and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Enemies, off and on the ice. Tonight, at the Leafs watch party, young Romeo, a Habs fan, sneaks in uninvited.
What is this? Never have I seen a puck slide that smooth. I never saw true hockey till tonight.
Good, sir. You've got some nerve saying that, especially on the live free of all places.
Perhaps, but I just had to say it. Do you wish to run a quick pass?
You look pretty bold for a stranger.
Then let's keep our play going.
In just one play, a spark is lit, stronger than any rivalry.
That boy, Romeo, Hudson just entered our ring.
Wait, he's from Montreal?
Too late, the truth hits harder than a body check from Tim Horton.
My only goal, assisted by my greatest rival.
Late that night, Romeo returns beneath Juliet's window, where the rink lies quiet and the stars shine bright.
Romeo, oh Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy team and refuse thy jersey, or if thou wilt not, be sworn by my teammate and no longer be a Leafs fan.
If thou would wish to skate with me, I shall forsake Montreal.
Do you truly wish to skate with me?
By the poutine and the syrup.
Do not swear by the syrup. If thy game is pure, speak plainly.
Then plainly, I drop my gloves for thee.
And I will for thee. Send word tomorrow. If your purpose is pure, by the Stanley Cup I'm yours.
And so they promised their passes to each other, hoping one day to win the Stanley Cup, not for any team, but for each other. But clean hockey does not last.
Romeo, come out and fight me. Juliet Saint Mary has fun.
I have no wish to fight you. I don't want to drop my gloves. I'm a skater, not a fighter.
Powerful words! I'll face up against him myself.
Romeo tries to stop them.
I'm struck. This is no clean play.
Mercutio!
A flag on both your teams. The Jets were better anyway.
Mercutio gets injured.
Tybalt, my friend is injured because of you. Now you shall pay.
Romeo has speared and committed murder on Tybalt. For this, he gets a 5-minute penalty. Desperate, Juliet seeks help from Don Cherry.
If all else fail, I have the strength to face a career-ending suspension.
Wait, Juliet, I have a plan. Drink this tomorrow night. It will make you seem benched back to the league for 2 days. Your coach will place you in the dressing room. Romeo will come and together you will escape.
Give it to me. Through hockey gives me courage, eh?
Careful, this stuff is stronger than overtime pressure.
I'm ready. What if it fails? What if tomorrow I wake up still trapped in this league? Yet no Romeo? I trust the coach, and I trust the play.
And so, Juliet gets benched, hidden from the league. The message never reaches Romeo, who's surprised? It is Canada Post. He hears only that Juliet is benched.
Here lies my true teammate. The bench has not taken your beauty. Here's to my star player.
Moments later, Juliet gets unbenched.
Where's my captain? Romeo! No! No! Oh, happy skate. This is my shield.
Thus, the feud ends in sorrow. Too late, the teams understand that hatred has destroyed that what beautiful hockey is built. For even this tragedy was not as short and painful as a Leafs playoff run.
I would like to call the district governor of the District 5550 to come on stage.
Go away.
We would like to express our gratefulness by giving you one of our t-shirts that we made, and we would like to gift it to you.
I hope it's a double extra large.
It's just one extra large, sorry. This is your bag.
You have to lift up your hair so we can see that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the bag.
Oh! Back one more there, wait. Thank you so much. And I already have a hoodie too.
Add it to the collection.
Right on. What? Thank you.
You're in the middle now. Move over here. The podium's here.
And now? Hello? And now, our exchange students are going to be giving a speech on their experiences in Canada. So now our first one is Ichihara Ginga from Japan.
皆さんこんにちは、市原銀河です。I said, hello everyone, my name is Ginga Ichihara in Japanese. Obviously, Japanese and English is totally different. And this is just one example of the difference between my city, Yokohama, and Finland. But these differences, and there are more examples about the difference, like culture, language, people, food, and climate. Minus 30, even minus 40 degrees are so insane, and still I can't believe it. But these differences give me many invaluable experiences and makes me grow. We exchange students have the mission, which is to connect countries and to contribute to world peace. I believe that an exchange student year helps me understand these differences, as well as myself and my country through new experiences. First, it teaches me so many new things and gives me a broader perspective by exposing me to different things. This is one of the most valuable things which the exchange student year gives me. I was impressed by how friendly people are. One day, when I skated on the pond, there was an 8-year-old girl with her mother. If it had been in Japan, nothing would happen. However, I became friends with her. We played hockey using our imaginations instead of a puck. It was so amazing experiences. I also felt that everyone loves Canada. There are no national flags in Japan in Europe, and if there is a flag in there, a house is considered weird or dangerous from a political perspective. In fact, some people consider to climb "I love Japan" is not good. But I like this culture of displaying national pride through the flag in the air. And I want to see the Japanese flags in the air in Japan in the future. Because I believe most of the Japanese people love Japan. This example of flag is also an example of what I have come to realize about my country, Japan. I didn't realize it before I came to Canada. Moreover, globalization is considered a good thing in Japan, but I figure what people do is not globalization, but conformity to Western norms. On the other hand, I found good things about Japan too, like group behaviors, consideration, and thoughtfulness. I played volleyball in the fall. When I prepared and moved the net, I did it on my own so many times. If it's in Japan, my teammate, especially younger than me student, will help me. In addition, I realized that I like not only social interaction, but also spend time by myself through my life in Freefrom. I love socializing with others since I was a kid. Freefrom is so small and there is nothing. However, that's such a small city, Freefrom taught me how to enjoy my life by myself. I would not be able to realize these things without this year's experiences. These realizations are the result of opening my mind. So far, I made many friends regardless of age, and I will be able to connect with more people before I go back to Japan, which is one of the most merit of exchange student year too. Nevertheless, what I value most about the exchange student year is that it expands my world and provides me with new perspective. Before I end this speech, I would like to thank you for everyone. Thank you to everyone for giving me these invaluable experiences.
Wow. Thank you very much, Ginga, for sharing your experiences with us. And now for our next speaker is Anna Koichova from Slovakia.
Hello everyone. As you already might know, my name is Anna, and I left my home country Slovakia at 16 to come here. Well, to Melfort, Saskatchewan to be exact. When I first got the email from Mr. Mike telling me I'm going to some 5K populated town in the middle of nowhere, somewhere called Saskatchewan, you can probably well imagine what I thought. Well, to be honest, I didn't really think much, because shamefully, I had no clue what Saskatchewan was, or what it even looked like. And so I did whatever anyone else would do. I went on Google, searched up Saskatchewan, and pressed the picture option. And it was all fields and plains. Everywhere. In that moment in my head, I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do there all year? I know exchange students say it's going to be the best year of your life wherever it is, but I still felt definitely unsure. I shouldn't have been, because I can very confidently tell you now that this definitely is the best year of my life so far. I've done so many things since I got here last August, including seeing the polar bears, surviving a week of -50 weather, seeing the northern lights from my backyard, driving like 13 hours in one day, and nobody finding it weird. absolutely beautiful. I've picked up new hobbies like judo, which I would have never tried back in Slovakia because I'd be too embarrassed or scared to get judged. Thanks to being here, I found out I actually really enjoy throwing people on a bunch of mats in a gi, and I was able to get my yellow belt in January. All of those things are very nice, and I'm really grateful for them, but that's not everything the exchange is about. It's also about the people you meet along the way, the people who let you stay at their house and become your second family, the people you're friends with. We can't overlook the little things either. The small cultural differences you'd never find out just visiting Canada instead of living here. The small talks I have with my host mom and the way I always make her laugh by using the wrong English expressions, such as saying tomato potato instead of tomato tomato. Or the way I mispronounce words sometimes and I can't say the TH sound properly. Or how I just recently found out that the famous white with black spots dog breed isn't actually called Dalmatines, but it's called Dalmatians. That's what it's all about. Those are the things I'll miss the most. The way life is here. The little things. Being an exchange student changes you a lot. In a positive way. You learn so much without even trying or realizing. You get yourself a new second home on the other side of the world. A second place you know you can always find shelter at if needed. 8 months ago, I came to Canada and I was just a normal 16-year-old. At that time, I had just gone to the other side of the world and had no clue how much my life was going to flip around and do a 360. When I got here, I was afraid. Afraid I wouldn't make friends here or meet my people. Afraid I'd miss home too much. Now I'm turning 17 in a week and I'm afraid to go back home. I'm afraid I'll miss my Canadian home and my Canadian self too much. This year has made me so much better as a person. I found out a lot about myself here in Canada. I realized dreams do come true, and even if it takes time, it's so worth it to pursue them. Ever since I was a little kid, I've always wanted to be a vet and help animals. Throughout the years, I've had many people discourage me by saying things like, "Oh, vet school's not too hard. You won't make it, and you end up like a cleaner for your entire life or something." And so eventually, I gave up my dream. But now, I know I want to get back on the track and make little me's dream come true, even though it may be hard. Because hard things make you better, and that's the point. And so, to end this off, I must say the flattest and possibly to a foreigner, the most boring-looking province is my second home. And I don't want to leave. I want to stay here with the amazing people I've met on my journey. I want to graduate and go to university in Saskatchewan with all my friends. I want to be able to walk outside of my house at night and watch northern lights. I'll never get over how magical they are. I have no clue what I'll do when I go back to Slovakia. Canada will forever have a special place in my heart, and a part of me will always stay here. A year ago, I'd never expect myself to say this, but I'm incredibly grateful to have been placed to the small town in the middle of what seems to be a never-ending farming land. I love it exactly right there. Thank you.
Wow, very touching. Now, for our third speaker is going to be Nadia Baldocchi from Italy. Please clap.
My favorite quote since the beginning of my exchange has been how lucky I am to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard. When I first got here, it wasn't easy. I was scared because I kept thinking, what if I don't get to bond with anyone? And I felt like I was a step behind everyone else. However, during one of the first weeks of school, I noticed a note in my locker that said something like, "Some things just need time." I don't remember the exact words. I wish I had kept it because it changed my perspective. I still don't know why it was in my locker. I don't think anyone put it in there specifically for me. It was likely already there from the beginning of the year. But I noticed it at the right time. At that point, I hadn't made any close friend yet, and it was scaring me. I was starting to think that this experience wasn't meant for me, so I kept the note in a spot where I could always see it. Every time I opened my locker to remind myself that the best was yet to come, and it really made me feel better. The week after, I met my first few friends, and it turned out to be true. Some things just need time. Week after week, I got to know some of my favorite people ever. Now, after 8 months, I feel so lucky for all my friends in Dauphin, a town that has truly become my second home. I am extremely grateful for my host families, who helped me so much by always making me feel like a part of their families, rather than just a guest. Having them has helped me so much, and has been a total game changer this year. Moreover, I'm hosted by lovely Rotarians, who want me to experience as much as I can, helping me to discover all the wonders of Canada. The one thing that I really dislike about this experience is the part where I have to leave. Part of me asks, can we just make it last forever? I cannot even imagine how hard it will be to go back home in Italy, return to my usual routine, and be so far away from all these amazing people. But at the same time, I know that the importance of an experience is defined by its limits. If it lasted forever, it would lose all its value, because there would be no sense of urgency to appreciate it while it's happening. There are some moments from this year that will be memories that will have a special place in my heart forever. 2 different days that gave a special meaning to my experience. I think homesickness is a very common experience for every single person living far from home, and I personally got to experience it during Christmas season, because every family gets together, and even though everybody was trying to involve me the best way they could, I still felt it still felt kind of odd, because I knew that my whole family was gathering together back home. Christmas is my favorite day ever, since I get to spend it with all the people that I love the most. But of course, it couldn't be the same this year, and I had to accept it. I really did not want Christmas to happen, because I knew I had to face nostalgia, or sadness in general. But it was completely wrong. That day I felt so loved and appreciated. I always felt lucky because I had a loving family, and I'm extremely grateful for that. But having 2 families, I never thought about it. They all made me realize that Christmas is about showing up. It's not about being at home, but it's about feeling at home, and I deeply felt like that. Of course, there are some downsides to having multiple families, especially as someone that has never learned to say no. Because I ended up having 2 dinners, because I thought that refusing it from one of them would have made me look ungrateful or mean. But actually, you know what? I don't regret it. They all were super good. Same pattern repeats on my birthday, because I ended up having any same amount of cake, which I think is really funny because I don't actually eat them. All my friends and family know that my birthday is my least favorite day of the year. But I really think this year was different, because I got to spend it with some of my favorite people, since it casually happened during one of our trips. During one of the first nights, the Rotarians from Malford surprised us and I with a lovely birthday party, and I was immensely happy, even because I knew that my mom got in contact with some of them, to make sure that they were going to do something to celebrate me, since she knows how I feel about that day. So even if from far away she made my day better, I don't think I can really explain how I felt, because it was such a good feeling, and it definitely made me realize that people don't have to be close to make you happy, because distance doesn't mean anything when the person means the word to you. And if you want to make something happen, yeah, it might take a little more effort, but you'll figure it out. Distance has never stopped anyone. Some people don't do this experience because they're scared of being far from their friends or family. But I think only through this experience I realized how much people actually care about me. Because you can see from who hypes you up when you tell them all the things that you get to experience, or who keeps you posted about all their achievements that they're proud of, or even just who randomly call you just because they miss you. So yeah, just because there's some distance between us, it doesn't mean that things are not gonna work. Same things for all the people I leave behind in Canada. My friends will be in university, my host family will be back to their normal life. We are all going to be in different parts of the world, but we're still gonna be connected forever by memories that we will keep forever in our hearts. So yeah, how lucky I am to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard.
Very inspirational. I am awestruck. Now for our last speaker, at least for the exchange students, will be Yora Allen from Belgium. Please come on.
Okay. Thanks for the introduction, Taz. Like you just said, my name is Yora Allen in Dutch. I'm 17 and I'm staying at the Club of Sulico. What do you guys think of the theater? Nice. I'm going to be completely honest with you. For me, that was the easy part. This speech is the most difficult one I've ever had to write. And it's not because it's in English. I'm going to be honest, English is a lot easier than Dutch these days because I've been speaking English for so long now. And it's also not because of the people I have to give it to. You Rotarians have been some of the most amazing people I've met throughout my whole exchange. The reason this speech was so difficult for me to write was because of how important of a topic exchange has become to me over the last months. About 2 months ago, I was talking to my little brother on the phone. He's 14, he's just getting into high school. And he was telling me about all the new friends he'd made at his new school. And then he asked me, what in his mind would probably have been just like a question like any other question, but he asked me, who's your favorite new person you've met in Canada? And I can tell you all now that I told him, oh, Wayne, our amazing history governor, of course. Yeah. But no, I thought about it for a while, and I think the only possible answer is me, myself, which that sounds very narcissistic, I know. But what I mean by that is that the amount of personal growth and maturity I've experienced over the last couple of months has been unexplainable. I'd call it borderline magic. I've bloomed open like a flower, really. To give an example of a skill, I don't know if there's any teachers in the crowd, but I spent a semester in Sulico tutoring grade 10s in math. You know, that helps a lot with patience. And then, in one of the first weeks of my exchange, I got my host mom. She had to do a conference in Niagara Falls, so we drove from Sulico, northwest of Ontario, down to Niagara Falls, which was a 2-day car ride. So yeah, patience. And just I've learned that the world is so awesome the world is so awesome in the presence of and while helping other people. And I think that's kind of what Rotary is all about, service above self, right? Another story is one time when we were cross-country skiing with Outdoor Ed, there was this girl who she didn't have a lot of experience with skiing, and so she went down a hill and she ended up fracturing her ankle 2 kilometers out in the bush, and she didn't know what to do. So me and a buddy of mine, we ran into her and we ended up carrying her out of the bush 2 kilometers on the skis. And it's through experiences like that that I think I've really got to see a new side of me. And I'd like to thank all of you for that, for giving me the opportunity as District 5550 to be an exchange here. So yeah, I've gone through this speech 100 times in my head, and I've never been happy with the words because I don't think there are words to capture the magic of an exchange. So if I can ask you wonderful Rotarians of District 5550 for one more favor, it would be if your club has hosted a student in the past, or if they haven't, take a moment to ask why. Why don't we do that anymore? Bring it up at the next meeting, and you know, maybe in the future you can bring that back to another student. Because really, this exchange has been absolutely wonderful for me, and you guys have changed my life. And you could do that for so many kids in the future. Yeah, what kid could use a little exchange magic these days, right? Thank you.
Again, we're not quite finished yet, but what an amazing group of students. we've heard from some of the students that we have here this year, and we're very privileged to have them. I'd like to acknowledge as well one student from Nipoa who's going to be going out. Ava, if you want to stand up. Ava will be going to Norway this summer, and by spending time, a couple of weeks with the orientation and this weekend with the students, I think she's got a pretty good idea of what she'll face. At the same point in time, I would also like to acknowledge and bring up two Rotary students. They were introduced a little bit earlier, but two students who are from our district and came back to Canada last summer. And they'd like to talk a little bit about their experience. And at the same point in time, I think they'll have a little bit of an announcement to make as well. So, Sheila, yeah. And the other students will be back with one last thing after.
Don't mind us, we were just crying in the front row. It was really good. But as we were introduced, I'm Sela. I went to Belgium for my exchange.
I'm Asher, and I went to Sweden on my exchange. So I guess I'll start with talking about my experience. Since I went on exchange to Sweden, it genuinely changed my life. Living with host families showed me a completely different way of life, how people connect, support each other, and welcome someone from across the globe into their home. Through Rotary, I didn't just travel, I became part of something bigger. A global community that values connection, service, and understanding. That experience shifted my worldview in a big way. It challenged how I saw myself and others, and it helped me find a new sense of purpose. I came back more independent, more open-minded, more confident, and with a deeper appreciation for different cultures and perspectives. Because of how impactful this was, I think it is so important that these opportunities continue to be available for students in Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and in Ontario. Programs like this don't just create memories, they shape people's lives, build empathy, and connect communities across borders. Lastly, I owe a huge thank you to the PAW Rotary Club. They sponsored me, and I haven't had the opportunity to talk to anyone there yet, but I owe a huge thank you, because without them, I wouldn't have done this. Thank you.
Ashley and I are also here today representing the new Melfort Meridian Rotary Club. That's, yeah, give it up. We're in the works of getting that up and running. I know the reason that I really wanted to continue to be a part of Rotary once I came back from exchange is because my Rotary in Belgium, my Rotec specifically in Belgium, was so involved. They did so much for their students. I had such a wonderful time on exchange, and coming back, I want to give that back, and I want to continue to be a part of this amazing organization, and I want to continue helping students in exchange and giving them the best opportunities possible. And by becoming a member of a Rotary Club, that's pretty much the best way to do it. And our goal, we're currently a satellite club. We've got members all over the district, and we hope to really support the current inbounds and as well as future inbounds. We might try and plan some activities for them, help them out along their journey. And we also hope to inspire other students and clubs into joining Rotary, getting students on exchange, getting clubs to host students, because Rotary is very near and dear to our hearts, and we want to be able to share that with everybody as much as we can. And to wrap it up, I'd like to say a huge thank you to the Assiniboia Club for sending me to Belgium. I'm very appreciative of it. And I think we can all give a big thank you to everybody here today and the district for making exchange possible, for sending us out, for taking in these kids and giving them the experience that you've been able to give them. So thank you so much.
I should point out that the satellite club, Melfort Meridian, is solely composed of Rotec students. It hasn't formally been chartered yet, but I believe the documentation will probably be going to District Governor Wayne in the next week or two to have that completed. I think at present they've had 8 signed up, which is the minimum requirement. I think they have at least 13, and they're still working on contacting students from past years. I think right now they go back about 8 or 9 years ago is the most senior member to say students who came home just a year ago, and they'll be reaching out to the students who'll be coming back home this summer to get involved. And hopefully, maybe before too long, we might be one of the largest Rotary clubs in the district. Before the students come back out, though, I'd also like to acknowledge a few of our committee members that we have here this weekend. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Mike Mahan from Melfort. I have Joanne Feely over here from Assiniboia. Everybody knows Paulette Connery, who was the chair of the program for many, many years. And John Clark from Slimslot is also here with us this weekend. Not everybody could be here, but have to brag a little bit about our committee and about our students. I think it's 162 districts are in Canada, Mexico, and the United States. We have what we call the North American Youth Exchange Network, and we have an annual conference that rotates between Canada, Mexico, and the United States. It's that conference where we get to know the people in charge of the other programs, and we say that we exchange with people that we've met. Heaven forbid there be a problem, it's extremely rare, but if there is, we know who to contact, and we know the things will be dealt with right away, or they know who we are to contact us. At the conference this year, there's approximately 470 people from 28 countries. One of the things they do is, throughout the course of the year, they send out a form to fill out and mark down different things that your district has done or over the course of the year, and you're allocated certain points for different things. I think it was 16 districts in total received certificates of achievement. District 5550 was the only solely Canadian district to receive a certificate. We received a bronze certificate, and I think we're all very proud of the effort everybody has put in. But we need the continued support of the Rotarians, of the Rotary clubs, so we can keep this fantastic program going. And with that, we'll let the students come out for their final number.
Okay, hi. So we were asked to do a little musical number. So we thought long and hard, and we would like to dedicate this song to our trip to Churchill, which was one of our paid Rotary trips. And on that trip, we met a Rotarian by the name of Vivian from the Flin-Flon Rotary Club. And during the time we spent in Churchill, we had a couple moments of downtime. And so Vivian really wanted us to do karaoke. So she took a little bit of an older song, 1980. So we're gonna sing for you guys today, Gonna Get Along Without You Now.
We have to play 2 ads on YouTube first, hang on.
Sorry about that. We're not professionals. Gotta get along without you now. Gotta get along without you now.
Told you I was the meanest thing. You even asked me where you've been riding around with every girl in town. You didn't even care if you got me down.
Gotta get along without you now. Gotta get along without you now.
But I'm without you before I think somebody that's twice as cute, 'cause I didn't like you anyhow. You told everybody that we were friends, that this is where our friendship ends. 'Cause all of a sudden these changes tune. You haven't been around since when last year.
Come on.
Gonna get along without you now.
Gonna get along without you now.
So long, my honey. Goodbye, my dear.
Feel free to join in.
Gonna get along without you now. Gonna get along without you now.